Hi everybody. So we got this old Mauser, my friend's Mauser, that needs some bedding, and I'm just gonna take a video and do it step by step so you can see it's not a complicated process. Anybody can do it with the right products. I'm gonna be using Acra glass. You can use Defcon, which is even a better product, but Acra glass is what I have, so I'm gonna do it and show you how. So here's the rifle. He's sanded the stock and basically kind of prepped it a bit, and there's the logo. The action feels very nice. So definitely a quality gun. Could probably be rebarreled by now, but who knows? It might still be in good shape. I don't have the scope to take a look inside, but overall feels and looks very good. Alright, well we'll get right to it, get our stuff together, and we'll begin. So I've got this Acra glass. I've used it on 3 or 4 of my other rifles already, and got it from Brownells, and it's a pretty simple little kit. Easy to use. This release agent, I'm not so sure about. Maybe I'll try and use it. I was told that just a shoe polish, the clear kiwi works better. So I've never actually used this, and I've never had problems using kiwi. But maybe this time I'll give it a shot. So over here is where we're going to first carve out a little bit of material so that the epoxy has something to bite into, and then we're going to check for a free floating of this barrel in this channel and bed just maybe 1.5 inches forward. On the back end, probably not going to mess with it too much, and just this area has a very nice fit. I don't think it needs it, just because it's so nice and tight, and it has a pillar. So we'll just do the front. I think that will be enough. Okay, so the barrel floats free until about here. I get a little bit of resistance just as it flares out. So I'm just going to carve another 1/2 inch or so, and then the epoxy will stop right there. So I think that's the plan, and maybe a little shorter. I'll carve it out so it's free first, and then I want to use the least amount of epoxy. Just keep things neat and tidy, and as long as the barrel is free and the recoil lug has something to sit in nice and tight, then we're good. So that's the area that we're talking about, and then I can feel how it dips down where it flares out, but then there's a little hump right here, and that is exactly what I'll get rid of. I'll just use my little Dremel to rough this up, carve out a little area here, rough up this section, and maybe I will give it a little dab on the back end just to be safe. Okay, and that's our plan. So here I'm going to use this little Dremel tool and this small sander, as well as this tip works great for roughing up the recoil lug area and any of the fine details. So now here it's the barrel floats free right up to this area where we wanted it to be, and now we'll just have to ensure that this distance is preserved. So I'll wrap some electrical tape, and that will keep it in the same place. Okay, so I put some tape here just to thicken it up to preserve that gap, and just a quick test. It still rocks a little bit, so I'm going to add a little bit more tape and to close that gap and make that even. Okay, so now it doesn't rock anymore. I've only added 4 more layers of tape. There's absolutely no rocking, and that's what we're looking for. Next thing we need to do is we're going to tape off the edges of the stock so that if there's any squeeze out of the epoxy, then we'll be able to clean it up and it's not going to affect the wood. So this will be enough. This will protect the rear portion. That's there's only going to be a tiny dab of epoxy here. Here it will be substantially more, so I just tape the edges. If there's any squeeze out, we'll be able to clean that up. And the stock is for the most part ready. I don't actually need any here, just put the tape on because it's a wide piece of tape, and well, so more is better. Anyways, so the stock is ready. Then next we'll prep the action. So we're going to use this plumber's putty to add it to the areas where we don't want the epoxy to get into. So I'm going to add some here into the screw hole, all the way in. Then I'm going to add a little bit on the side. There's a deep groove that I don't want epoxy to bite into. It won't allow me to remove the action later on if I miss that. And into a rear screw hole, and just enough to prevent the epoxy entering it until I get, start threading my screw. So I'm just going to make this little sausage and put some right in here like that. That's enough. The same thing on the end here. Just like that, nice and tidy. And I'm gonna make a really fine piece. And just cover that opening so that the epoxy cannot get in there. Okay, I'm going to check the front. It's not bad, but maybe just in case. Just the tiniest bit. Anywhere the epoxy gets in and bites into and creates kind of a lock and key situation, it's not fun to try and remove it afterwards. Okay. Tana? I thought it was kiwi, but anyways, that's the famous release agent for rifle actions when bedding. And this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to get a little on my brush and I'm gonna brush it on. Everywhere where I'm expecting epoxy to touch the metal, I'm gonna have this on. This easily comes off afterwards, but prevents the epoxy from sticking to it. I'm gonna get a little bit more in here. I'm hoping that it's not gonna get into the magazine. And then I'm gonna go with my finger and reapply it and smooth it out again. Okay, so just going over everything one more time, just a little bit of putty and this releasing agent. I just want to make sure that any potential contact with epoxy is treated with something that it won't stick to. So now we'll clean up and prepare to mix the epoxy and make sure everything is clean and ready, because once we start assembling it, there's no going back. It's only forward, only one way, and you just want to prevent any kind of backtracking at this point. So we'll clean up and mix. Okay, so Acra glass has 2-part epoxy and a little coloring stick just to make it look dark. Otherwise it's kind of a cream color. We don't need very much, and basically equal parts. So I'll get about half a spoon of one. That's maybe even too much. Do a quarter. We'll go back. I'll just use it. Okay. And we can't contaminate the other one, so I'm going to wipe this first before I get a dab of part 2. Okay, just about the same amount of part 2, and this stuff's pretty stinky. It doesn't smell very good, so it helps if your place is well ventilated. If not, you just have to enjoy it for the next 20 minutes. Okay, and we'll just mix it up until it's nice even consistency. Squeeze a couple drops of this dye and darken it.